Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Inside The Paddock, live here from the British Grand Prix with myself, Jack Appleyard. Did you miss us? I thought so. Welcome back. Nice to be back in action after our 3-week summer break, and thankfully everyone has returned from beaches around the world, and we're still been blessed with sunshine here at Silverstone in what is going to be a lovely, warm, sunny British Grand Prix. Round 12 of 2022 as the second half of the season gets underway. What a first half we've had as well. 5 riders at the top of the championship, separated by a single race victory. It's the closest the championship has been between 5 riders after 11 rounds in the modern era of MotoGP. All the more remarkable that we, of course, are including sprints, 37 points available throughout the course of the weekend. So, yeah, what a start that is. And it's at this point, your guess is as good as mine as to who is going to be MotoGP World Champion this year. Full focus, though, is who will be victorious here at Silverstone. It was, rather unsurprisingly, you would have to say, given how strong he is around this place, how much he loves this place, Alex Marquez, now back at 100% fitness, now fully firing. He took top spot by a 10th.5 from the battered and bruised Marco Bezzecchi that underwent 2 separate surgeries in that summer break, the first of which to fix the broken collarbone he suffered in that qualifying high side at the Saxon Ring, and the second a more minor surgery to clean up a knee wound that he suffered in that same crash. But still, Bez, of course, our previous victor here from 12 months ago, has started the weekend pretty well. Pedro Costa rounded out the top 3 despite a crash. But because of that crash, I think you can almost rule out that lap time as giving any real significance towards where he might fall in the ranking this weekend. He put brand new tyres front and rear at his KTM, and as a result, that's why he fired inside the top 3. And he was the only non-Ducati or Aprilia inside the top 10 this morning. Looking at the nature of the track, looking at the nature of the championship, it feels as though it is going to be a heavyweight Aprilia versus Ducati clash this weekend. If you're not on either of those motorcycles, then good luck. It may well be a long weekend. But who the favourites are, who the men most likely to fight for the podium this weekend are pretty difficult to say. You would have to say, looking at previous weekends here at Silverstone, that the Aprilia may well have an edge, but you would also say that their riders haven't had either the greatest success or aren't in the best shape coming into this weekend. On the other hand, although Ducati may well have to play a little bit of catch-up in terms of matching the raw pace of the Aprilias, they've got riders that have got great records around here. Fabio Gianantonio, Alex Marquez in particular, who's going to be right in the mix, and Marc Marquez, of course, we know we cannot rule out. It's going to make a very, very interesting weekend, not only with the championship picture obviously at play as well, but in terms of what we see this weekend and that continued fight between the Ducatis and the Aprilias. And as is always the case here at the British Grand Prix, the British fans have come out in force to try and support all 22 riders on the grid. Of course, Cal Crutchlow, going to head down to LCR, see if we can grab a quick word with Cal. But Marc Marquez always gets well supported, including this little man here, I imagine, the youngest Marc Marquez fan here.
You're the youngest.
How are you, mate? All good? Do I get... Go on, can I get a fist bump? There's one off Dad. Is he brave enough? Go on. Oh, we got a good one. We got a good one. Are we supporting Marc this weekend?
We are, definitely, aren't we now? We are. You're waiting for him to come out, aren't you?
First British GP?
It is for him, not for us.
It is, okay. And big fan watching on at home?
Yeah, all the time, yeah. We've looking forward to Aragon at the end of the month as well.
Are you going there as well? Fantastic. Well, great to see you both here, guys. Hello, how are you? All good?
Hello. Good morning. You're right.
Who are we waiting for? Marc, I imagine?
Everyone is, I think, isn't
Yeah,
they?
it seems so, it seems so. First British GP, or has everyone been here before?
Every year, come every year.
7. Right, okay, so we've got some experienced MotoGP fans here. Do you think Marc's going to do the business this weekend?
Hopefully.
I think so. A lot of nods, unsurprising. Well, nice to meet you guys. Have a good one. Nice to meet you, mate. See you later. Have fun. Hopefully he gets to meet Marc for the first time. First, I hope, of many British Grand Prix for our young fan there. Let's swing round and, as I said, head in the direction of LCR to see if we can get a quick word from Cal Crutch, though. In fact, I'm sure he's actually going to be sick of the sight of me. He was down in London yesterday, spending quite a bit of time with Cal and the other 4 riders that were there for that special press conference that we had at Outernet. A brilliant venue, a brilliant occasion, actually. Great atmosphere there with a lot of MotoGP fans who can't make it this weekend but living in the city, coming down and getting to spend at least just a few minutes of one-on-one time with the stars of MotoGP. Cal was the star of the show. We're speaking to a whole host of national and international media, whether it be radio stations, newspapers, a couple of TV interviews as well. So great for Cal to have that much attention. And I believe in the UK, if you are watching from inside the UK, you might have missed it this morning, but he was actually on BBC Breakfast speaking to the presenters there this morning. So if you missed that, I'm sure you'll be able to catch up on BBC iPlayer or maybe on social media as well. Keep an eye out for that one. Great that MotoGP is getting that national attention that I think we deserve. And Cal, once again, stepping in for Johann Zarco, whose recovery is continuing. September return date is what they're hoping for, but no news as yet as to what GP that may well be. Strong start for Cal anyway, as he starts to build up his confidence and experience here at Silverstone. Let's see what he's able to do as we move down from the Ducati end of pit lane to the Aprilia one, where Marco Bezzecchi was impressive this morning, finishing second. Another man impressive, Ralf Fernandez, setting his fastest lap of the day, or of the morning, with his very last lap, which is always a good sign. Did change front tyres though, kept the same rear tyre, did change his front tyre, unlike both Bez and Alex Marquez, who were setting pretty strong lap times themselves during that opening run of the morning. And it looks as though we've got quite a few fans of Trackhouse down here, so why not? Let's go for a chit chat with some of the guys waiting. Be interested to know who they're waiting for out here. Let's go into the sunshine, shall we? Morning, guys. How are we? All good, all good. Who are we waiting for? Who are we cheering for? Go on, I'm looking at you. Go on. Oh, no? Fabio Quartararo?
No, Fabio.
He understands that. Big fan?
Oui.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. You guys, who are we cheering for? Marc Marquez? Bez. Okay, I like it. Is he going to win this weekend?
He did well last year, didn't he?
He did?
So, yeah, hopefully.
Okay. Is he going to win the championship?
It's going to be tight, isn't it? It's going
It
to be tight, but yeah, let's hope so.
Keep the faith. Yeah. Keep the faith. He may well do. Right. Good to hear. Some fans there waiting for Bez, as we see plenty others as well. Morning, guys. How are we? All good? Yep, there we go. Maybe a coffee needed amongst this bunch. We need a little bit more enthusiasm. Come on, you're at the British Grand Prix. Show a little bit of love, a little bit of support. Who are we cheering for, sir?
Bez.
Bez. Yeah. Is he going to win?
I'd say so, yeah. I'll give it a good go.
Championship, what do you think?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Another Bez fan just said that as well.
It was looking good until the crash, but well, if people stop bumping into him, it should be all right.
Yeah, that will help. That would help. In fact, that's a good bit of advice, that. If you see him, let him know. Try stay clear of everyone else. There we go. Good to chat to some of those fans there as we try and grab a word of at least one rider, as we like to do. But it seems as though after their summer holidays, they're quite enjoying catching up with their teams and having slightly longer debriefs than usual, which is of no concern. One thing we can bring you up to speed with, since we're outside the Honda part of pit lane, is the fact that Honda did make 2 pretty big name announcements. I'm sure, since you're watching Inside the Paddock, you're well aware of the fact that we've seen not only Fabio Quartararo announced as a factory Honda rider, we've also seen David Alonso confirmed as a Honda rider with factory support. There is a difference there. Not sure what team David Alonso, the young Colombian, will be going in just yet, although talk is suggesting that we're going to see him move up into the LCR squad next year, as we see a young Eddie O'Shea walking past us. Edward, come down here. One of the home heroes this weekend.
I was going to say hello, but you look very busy, Jack.
Well, that's good. I always try to look busy. I'm never actually busy, but if my bosses think I look busy, then that's a good sign.
Very good sign, yes.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. How was this morning?
Good, yeah, pretty good. We stayed on the same rubber, so yeah, I think it's a good sign that our pace looks good for the weekend. But steady away, and I think the rest of the weekend's looking pretty good.
And I hear you've got a bit of a special surprise coming for the British fans this weekend.
Yes, I think you've heard right. There is a bit of a surprise coming for the British fans. I'm super excited to show it, but I've been sworn to secrecy, not to tell anyone anything about it.
That's fine. When is it? We're going to see it tomorrow or Sunday morning?
I think Sunday morning.
Okay.
Yes, I think Sunday morning, but maybe before.
Okay, we'll keep an eye out. MLab Grid Racing on Instagram, Twitter. You'll see everything.
That's the one. That's the one. Jack.
Good luck. Have a good one.
Thank you, Jack. See you later.
There we go, one of the home heroes. Eddie O'Shea flying the flag in Moto3, as is Scott Ogden as well. So if you are coming down this weekend, make sure you do get behind those guys, as well as Cal Crutchlow in the MotoGP class. As we'll finish off by heading into KTM's direction. We brought you up to speed with Honda's situation. KTM Tech Trois, when we spoke pre the summer break, there was the general consensus, although a lot of the deals, it's still yet to be announced that some of them have been signed. We're just waiting for official confirmation. Tech Trois and Gunter Steiner was, when speaking to the media, saying that he was quite happy to just take a bit of a backward step, have a breathe, and try and methodically come up with a decision, knowing that he was going to be last to have his riders confirmed. It does seem as though they have made a decision. He's told us all along, one experienced rider, one rookie, and it looks as though that partnership is going to be Italy's Luca Marini moving across from the factory Honda concern. And great news for Australian MotoGP fans, with Jack Miller on his way to World Superbikes, the end of what has been a brilliant MotoGP career, and I'm sure his motorsport career will continue to be a huge success in the World Superbike paddock. He is going to be desperately, desperately missed. What a character, what a servant he's been to the sport. But, as we said, good news for Aussie MotoGP fans. Does look as though Senna Agius, the young Sydney-born rider, will be stepping into the fold next year. He's having a brilliant year in Moto2 this year. Easy to forget, still only 21 years of age. Bags of potential, bags of talent. A lot of people, I'm sure, will be thinking, well, why is Manu Gonzalez not getting a ride? Valid question. The man leading the World Championship in Moto2. But seems as though Tech Trois have gone with the decision of Senna Agius, a difficult one. I know a lot of people will look at the passport, but Gunter Steiner has said publicly, and I know for a fact, has put the passport to one side, and he feels that there is more opportunity for growth with Senna Agius than with Manu Gonzalez. And I have to say, I think I might agree with him. Still only 21 years of age, has done so much learning, so much growth in the Moto2 class since he stepped up from European Moto2 just a couple of years ago. So I think that Senna is a smart acquisition. If that is proven to be the case, and is someone that has big things ahead of him in the MotoGP class, if that is confirmed. Another bit of KTM news is that Maverick Viñales isn't here this weekend. That is because he's undergoing further checks on that troublesome shoulder that has been ongoing for well over 12 months now. Pol Espargaro stepping in. There were some stories coming into the weekend that potentially Pol Espargaro was in talks, or KTM were in talks with Maverick to have him replace him full-time for the remainder of the season. We know that relationship has soured. There's been a war of words, a back and forth throughout the German Grand Prix, with Pit Byra saying one thing, Maverick saying another. It's clear they're not singing off the same hymn sheet. We know that Maverick is leaving at the end of the year, and as a result, that is why a lot of people that are very much in the know were reporting that there are serious discussions ongoing about Pol Espargaro stepping in full-time up until the end of the season. Gunter Steiner has gone out of his way to say that is not the case currently. Maverick Viñales not here purely and solely because of this ongoing shoulder issue. They're hoping to find some kind of a resolution to that to allow him to get back on the bike and finish his MotoGP career under his own terms. But let's see if they're able to find a resolution, whichever way you look at it. Incredibly sad way for Maverick Viñales' hugely successful MotoGP career to come to an end, whether it be on his own terms, at less than 100% with this shoulder injury, which we have to say, it unfortunately has looked like it has brought his career to a premature end, or if it's even worse than that, that he's unceremoniously dumped halfway through the final year of his contract. We'll have to wait and see how that one plays out. Certainly that story is going to rumble on before we get to Aragon and later into the year. But I, for one, I do hope to see Maverick Viñales back in the paddock and at least given the opportunity to finish under his own steam as he would want. Let's see if that is proven to be the case. Right, one last walk down past the Ducati boys to see if there is the likes of a Marc Marquez, Pecco Bagnaia, Alex Marquez, or even Iker Lecuona, who we haven't mentioned is stepping in for the injured Fermin Aldeguer this weekend. But I go back to the key contenders and a few that stand out for me. Alex Marquez, undoubtedly, is going to be very, very motivated to get back onto the top step for the first time since Jerez, to get back up to the front of a MotoGP race for the first time since Catalonia when he had that enormous crash. Motivated as well, of course, will be Marco Bezzecchi trying to get his World Championship back on track. Ralph Fernandez now with a new 2-year deal. You'd be stupid to rule out Jorge Martin, the championship leader, or Ayagura, the man sat in second, or even Marc Marquez, the man that is currently the form man in the championship, having won 3 out of the last 4 Grand Prix. And it looks as though my timing and my positioning was, as usual, absolutely horrendous, because I did have a choice there to either go down the back of the boxes or to mingle with the fans in the paddock, and I made the decision to mingle with the fans, and I missed the chance to chat with Alex Marquez, who has just gone upstairs into his office. So, oh well, looks as though this isn't a particularly triumphant return to Inside the Paddock, but do you know what? I'm going to edit that. It is a triumphant return because I've got the opportunity to chat to you guys in the paddock, which we like to do. Tomorrow, I'll switch it the other way around and grab a few riders post-qualifying. That's a deal, all right? Okay, lovely to be back. Enjoy MotoGP later on this afternoon. The sun is going to be shining. It's going to be red hot action. Good to be back after the summer. I've blown off the cobwebs. I hope you have too. Let's get stuck in.